you can have a quick pause and read if you really would like to, and you can see a little bit of a sneak preview of the cards inside here. We'll be taking a closer look at those later. I don't think this is like a traditional tarot deck. Basically, it's like Pokemon cards. It shows you 72 different demons or devils, and it gives you a little illustration and a little bit of information on each one. Okay, just going to have a little look inside the box before we get into it and we really look at the cards in detail. Okay, just want to show you the inside of the cover. There's some sort of sigil or seal on there. I'm not sure what that is actually. Perhaps it says. There is a very small little book that accompanies this. Got a bit of information in there, and I'll probably read something from this as we look more in detail at the cards themselves. You can see here, for example, it gives you the pronunciation of the different demons and a little bit of information on them. Okay, but we'll be looking more in depth in that in just a minute or two. Just want to have a quick browse over here. Look at that, absolutely beautiful artwork there. I love this artist and this style of artwork. Very cool indeed. Very cool indeed. I believe this booklet gives you like an idea of how you could use the tarot cards, maybe in a non-traditional way, maybe in a traditional way. I'm not too clued up on tarot stuff, so I don't know exactly. And it gives you an idea of summoning the demons as well. Calendar of summoning gives you like some instructions on when and how you can perform some sort of ritual to summon the demons and have a chat with them, or do whatever you like to do with demons. Who knows? I guess I'll have a little brief read from the book here. Demons are spirits that straddle the border between the physical earth and the lower spiritual realms. The occult tarot harnesses the power of these entities to help you uncover the hidden mysteries of your own life. Let's just have a quick browse. The story of King Solomon conjuring and capturing demons is an ancient tale dating back to the 1st century. The legend goes that Solomon summoned 72 demons using a specific invocation that questioned them and put them to his service according to their abilities and powers. Some variants of the legend say the demons were used as beasts of burden to help build Solomon's temple. Quite interesting. So I think these are the 72 Goetia demons or devils. I think that's how you pronounce it, Goetia. But regardless, we shall find out very shortly indeed. Got the cards themselves here. Quite nice presentation, this little deck. Let me just grab them out for you so you can have a little look. And they have a very nice sort of metallic red side to them, which is marvellous. And the back of every card has this design on it. Again, not sure what that sigil is. And then take a quick look at one of the cards here, of course, Baphomet, very well known. And yes, I believe we'll jump right into it now, and we'll take a close look at each individual card, and I'll read a small little bit of information about each one, just for a bit of fun, a bit of relaxing ASMR video as well. Okay, so hope you enjoy. Here we have Baphomet, used by the satanic, what do they call the Church of Satan? Probably other satanic organizations as well. Quite common amongst Satanists. Our next card is Beelzebub. I like the artwork for this one. I like the skull quite an innocent looking cherub, and then contrasting with the throne of skulls that he's sitting on. I think it's quite cool. Could make a nice tattoo, I think, if you edit it slightly. Here we have Moloch, another fairly common and well-known demon, I think worshipped by some of the Hebrews in the Old Testament when they disobeyed God and started worshipping other entities. Here we have Azazel. You can see beneath their names there's some Hebrew, and I think that refers to an angel that is like their counterpart. Supposedly every demon has an angel counterpart. Here we have a Lucifuge, Rothercale. Not sure about that pronunciation, I can't see that. Strange artwork. I can't say I'm the greatest fan, but there we go. That's this little fellow. Here we have Baal. I think another common demon that was worshipped by the Hebrews when they were disobeying God and worshipping other entities in the Old Testament. Here we have Acheres. I guess straddling a crocodile. It's a little bit difficult to see sometimes what the artwork is trying to depict, but I'm sure there's quite a lot of symbolism in each one. You can see there's a flower tied around Acheres' ankle. Here we have Vasico, and I think it might be surrounding the Tower of Babel, which is quite interesting. The Tower of Babel, of course, being a tower built by humans that was supposedly about to reach God. Here we have a Gamakin, some sort of horse demon, I suppose. Quite normal looking as far as demons go. Here we have Marbus, interesting looking demon. A lion, I guess, toppling a pillar, maybe a shield, I guess just a powerful demon, physically powerful. Here we have Valifor. I think Final Fantasy have used the name Valifor quite a few times for various creatures in their games, usually associated with fire. Perhaps this demon is associated with fire, I'm not sure. Here we have Amon, quite a freaky looking demon, if I do say so myself. Seems to have the tail of a serpent and the body of, I don't know, some sort of animal, lion, dog, and then the head of God knows what. Here we have Barbatos, unusually long-necked fellow, quite disturbing looking, as you would expect demons to look. I suppose some of them do look quite disturbing. Here we have Paimon. You might recognize Paimon. This is the demon that is referenced in the film Hereditary, the horror film. They tried to summon Paimon in the film. Good film. Good film. Definitely worth a watch. Here we have Boo-Her. Very strange demon indeed. Almost looks like a sort of angel, but like a fucked up looking angel. Not quite sure how else to put it. Here we have Gaesion, some sort of half man, half bear creature, I guess. Not quite sure if that's a bear. You can see on each of the cards it gives you a little bit of an idea about them. Here we have Citri. I think Citri seems familiar to me. A name that's probably also been used in fantasy books and novels, games perhaps. have Sepa. I guess this is a couple of demons, most likely associated with love, romance, things of that nature. Here we have Bodis. I quite like this demon, even though it's clearly just a snake, really. Perhaps a little bit larger than your average snake, a little bit scarier looking. Here we have Bathin, another sort of dark night demon. This one, of course, with I'm not sure what you call that, a lance, a jousting pole. Looks like the man himself, the demon himself, may have some sort of reptilian tail. Here we have Salios, a little dwarf-looking dude riding a crocodile. Interesting demon, indeed. Here we have Person. Does not look like a person. To me, looks like a freaky human-animal hybrid riding a bear, but you know, interesting indeed. Interesting indeed. Here we have Morax, a rather fluffy-looking demon. Looks like cattle, like a cow or a bull. Fairly normal looking for a demon. Here we have Ibos, peculiar looking fellow. Peculiar indeed. Supposedly tells of the past and the future, and can make one intelligent and bold. Here we have Emma. Kind of scary looking. I don't like the face on this dude. Not quite sure what's going on as well. He seems to have a cat head and a reptilian head coming out of his collarbones. Rather messed up looking as far as demons go. Here we have Naburus, I guess a sort of crow or raven. Teaches arts, science and rhetoric. Restores lost honors and dignities. Takes honor and dignity from others. Here we have Classa Labilus. Almost looks kind of cute and goofy in a way, even though the facial expression is a little bit manic, a little bit chaotic. Looks like it's associated with murder and bloodshed. Here we have Puny. Again, slightly unusual artwork for this one, a little bit more simplistic and cartoony. Another demon with multiple heads coming out of its collarbones. Here we have Ronofu. I do not like the look of this fellow at all. Very demonic in terms of proportions, very hideous looking. I guess this is more typically what I would think a demon would look like. Ugly and messed up. Here is Berith, again some unusual proportions. Very large head, very large nose. Looks kind of regal, I guess, almost like a king or royalty, but still messed up looking. Here we have Astaroth. Again, this I think is a very common demon that the Hebrews worshipped throughout the Old Testament when they were disobeying God. Might be associated with child sacrifice, I'm not sure, I can't remember. Here we have Phornius. Looks a little bit like a flying phallic object. Looks quite unusual indeed. Here we have Foras, looking very typically like a 19th century strongman. I guess this demon is probably associated with strength, physical strength, although it doesn't look like it by the description. Interesting. Here we have Asmodeus, another very well-known demon, here depicted as made up of multiple different Here we have Fufu, very cute name, and I think actually one of the cuter looking demons, a little deer or stag perhaps because of the antlers with wings, not too messed up or threatening looking there. Here we have Shosias, apparently that's how you pronounce it, sort of dark fire breathing dog with wings. Here we have Stolas. I quite like this demon, an owl with particularly long legs and a crown. I believe Stolas is all about intelligence and knowledge. Here we have Phoenix, perhaps based on the mythical creature of Phoenix, or perhaps the mythical creature is based on this demon. Not quite sure. They look somewhat similar in appearance regardless, although this one looks perhaps a bit more like a peacock. Here we have Alphys, another long-necked fellow. I think I like the way this dude looks. And I don't know why, but I just really like the way he looks. Cool, very cool. Here we have Malthus. Looks like an upstanding gentleman, a little black bird, knight creature. Someone who you could depend upon perhaps, highly trained and competent. That's what I get when I look at him. That's the vibes. Here we have Rom, looking like a shaggy vulture. Steals treasures from kings, destroys cities and the dignities of men, tells of things past, present and future, causes love between friends and foes. It's quite unusual, quite interesting. Here we have Folklore. Again, I guess a slightly more typical looking demon. Humanoid shape with demonic looking wings, bat wings, and a snake wrapped around him. Interesting. Here we have Vepa, and I believe that this demon is the Starbucks demon. As you can see, the Starbucks logo with the words "We proudly serve" looks to be referencing this demon. I believe the CEO or founder of Starbucks is in fact a demonic worshipping person. Here we have Sabinok. Again, a more typical normal looking knight, except with the head of a lion. Still manages to look very regal and noble and trustworthy, in my opinion. Here we have Shanks. I can't quite make out what this is. Are they fused or are they two separate creatures? The horse and the strangely large bird person. Who knows? I can't quite make it out. Here we have Vine, another demonic knight-looking creature. This one with a particularly large head. I do not like the way this one looks, to be honest. Although the horse is beautiful in this artwork. Here we have Befrons. Very hairy indeed, that poor horse. That poor horse that has to carry this large demon. Goodness me. Here we have Balaam, some sort of humanoid looking demon riding a bear. I do not like the face on this demon at all. I think it has a bird on its wrist. Interesting. Here we have Alice, another dark night demon with a large head and a sort of flail of spiked balls for a weapon. Looks particularly strong and dangerous. Here we have Cameo, the fool in the tarot. Interesting, looks rather foolish indeed. Looks like a man dressed up as a bird. Here we have Murmur. I think there's a person riding on, I'm not sure what you would describe this creature as. Looks like the legs of a lion, the talons of a bird, and the wings and the face of a bird, a messed up looking bird. Here we have Oropus, a strange horseman. Kind of disturbing body shape on this dude. I don't know what's going on there. Looks to be associated with past, present and future. Here we have Gremory. Almost looks a bit like Paimon. Looks like a woman riding a camel. Looks very regal, like a royalty, I suppose. Here is Oz, looking like a leopard. Makes one cunning in liberal sciences, gives true answers on the divine and secret things, able to turn others into different forms and convince them that the change is real. Interesting. Here we have Amy. I'm not quite sure what is trying to be depicted here. Maybe more a force of nature like wind or something like that. Something less physical. Here we have Arias. This artwork looks particularly dark and disturbing. Looks like a strange half snake, half man. And he's holding some sort of dangerous looking tool. Here we have Fabula. Looks like a human handling a dangerous beast, a panther with wings, something like that. And the human is injured, maybe from the panther with wings or whatever. Interesting. Here is Zagan, strange looking fella with 4 arms, a bird, human, wings on the bum. Not sure how useful that is, how much utility bum wings might have. Here is Valak. Looks almost like a cherub, sort of innocent looking, but then obviously riding this strange and very demonic looking beast. 2-headed, dragon looking creature. Interesting. Here we have Andras, an owl humanoid, riding some sort of wolf. Seems to be killing himself, stabbing himself in the neck. Very unusual. Sower of discord and a slayer of men, apparently. Here we have Flauros. Apparently that's how it's pronounced, Flauros. Looks like a sort of weaselly creature, maybe a half mouse, half man. God knows what. Destroys and burns all enemies when requested. Speaks of the creation of the world. Interesting. Here is Antrelaphus, a sort of half peacock, half man, half donkey. Of course you can't have 3 halves, I guess that would be a third of each. Silly me. Looks to be associated with intelligence. Here Here we have Amdokias, strange horse humanoid creature with musical instruments, causes any manner of music to be played, causes trees to bend at will. I think that's called wind, isn't it? Here is Belial, another somewhat well-known demon, I would suggest, looking more like a typical demon, just like a messed up angel creature. Here we have Decarabia, very strange, barely resembling anything human or anything recognizable. A sun with 4 arms, each either pointing to different directions or holding a different tool. Here we have Sia, almost looks like a Greek hero riding a Pegasus, holding out the head of Medusa. It's quite interesting. Interesting crossover of different things there. Here we have Dantalion. I really like the way this demon looks for some reason, sort of co-joined at the head, sun and moon duality imagery. I think this might make an excellent tattoo as well. Here we have Andromedus. I think this is the last of the 72 Goetia demons that we're looking at. So, I hope you have enjoyed seeing all the different cards and all the different demons, their different depictions. Perhaps you might like to learn more about them. You can read a little bit more online, Google them, specifically Google their names. Obviously, I've just given a very brief little look at each of the different demons here today. Just something a little bit fun, a little bit different. Okay, so